Condensation never plays bad on camera.
A little condensation.
We love a good condensation camera. Dear God. Every week I'm like, how did we make it this far?
I don't know.
Welcome back to the Cinema Clubhouse podcast. I am Travis.
I'm Will.
And today, Will, it's still spooky season. It's even closer than it was before.
We're getting close.
We're getting close. So, in light of that, we are spotlighting a great horror movie that me and you both love. The Cabin in the Woods.
The Cabin in the Woods.
The only one.
The only
It's
one.
The Cabin.
This is
When people are talking about The Cabin, it's this one.
It's this particular cabin.
Cabin in the Woods. A wild, fun time. A movie that, if you don't know, if you go in blind, complete
The best
shock.
way.
Yeah,
The best way.
As most movies are, I feel like if you go in blind, it's such a more pure experience.
But not after watching this episode, because we're going to
That's right, because we are going to spoil the hell out of this. Today we're spotlighting The Cabin in the Woods, talk about our favorite scenes, things we love, just the amazing ride that it is.
Yeah, it was one, when we were way back doing our horror brackets, it unfortunately met an early demise. We didn't really get to talk too much about it.
It didn't get a favorable first round matchup.
At that point, it was like, we're going to talk about this one.
We will talk about it more. And today's that day.
This one, it's a favorite. Honestly, I think I can credit this one with like renewing my interest in horror.
Yeah.
Like, growing up, I wasn't like a big horror fan, but I kind of got into some of the like late 90s, early 2000s horror and kind of fell off it a bit. But this one, just with the creative team behind it and the marketing kind of pulled me in. And man, like you said, hell of a ride.
Yeah.
Just wholly unique and yet not at all. Like
right.
It just reference after reference.
Yeah. Unique, but not unique at all.
Yeah.
Somehow. But no, it has such a rewatchability to it that
you get something different every time.
Yeah, and I think that's why I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of horror movies don't have that comfort rewatchability, or there's something you're just like, I'm just not in the mood. This one, I feel like you can just pop on any night and enjoy it.
Yeah, it's, I think, my favorite horror comedy.
Yeah.
Like, love the Scream franchise too, but this one, like, the first one I think of with horror comedy.
No, this is the core to match all cores.
Yeah.
That's a comedy horror.
Oh.
In case you thought I had a stroke. Which I'm sure you often do. All right, well, synopsis time. Let's do it.
This one, all right, I'll hit you with the synopsis. Before I get into it, that what I loved about the synopsis for like the IMDb synopsis on it is just like 5 friends go to a cabin in the woods, bad things happen.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I love just how simple.
That sums up the whole movie.
But a little more descriptive here. So The Cabin in the Woods, released in 2012, follows 5 college friends, Dana, Kurt, Jules, Holden, and Marty, who set out for a weekend trip to a remote cabin. At first, it seems like a familiar horror setup, but strange occurrences soon suggest that something more sinister is at play. Unbeknownst to them, hidden forces are observing and influencing their every move, turning their getaway into a terrifying fight for survival.
It's good. I think the beauty of this movie is when it starts, you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like immediately you have a question.
This movie is Whiplash.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just
not literally the movie Whiplash, but the feeling.
No, yeah, because it just starts. It starts with like these 2 guys in a break room, and they're just talking like normal, and you're like, "This is nothing like what I thought."
Am I watching the wrong movie?
Yeah, and that's intentional. Like, this is what this is. Well, it's just like they immediately just throw you a curveball, and that's the beauty of the movie.
The pitcher directing this movie has nothing but curveballs.
Right.
They don't have a fastball. It's just curveball.
Yeah, and it stays with them so much longer than you think it's going to.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, what is going on?
And then you get hit with the jump scare title card.
They jump scare you with the title card and the aggressive music. Like, you're like, okay, I still don't. Now I know less.
Yeah.
Like, I thought I knew what this was. Now I know less. And then, then it gets into the normal. Normal horror movie setup.
Right. Or so we think.
Or so we think. Now, for the most part, I think the next, few scenes is like the typical, we're going to go away for a weekend. My cousin's got a cabin.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah,
Well, they're setting you up with these characters that you're going to follow throughout.
Yeah.
You don't really know what you're getting into yet, but they're kind of planting seeds
Mm-hmm.
in the beginning, like that, as Marty says later in the movie, they are not who they are.
They're not who they are.
Apparently you've got Jules who just went blonde for no particular reason.
Yeah. And then you got the girl who just broke up with,
The college professor.
someone, and they're like trying to hook her up with, hey, we're going to bring this guy.
Planting the seed, that she's sleeping with the professor.
Yeah.
Which is counter to the role she's supposed to play.
That's right.
Throughout the movie.
Right.
Chris Hemsworth is Kurt,
Yeah.
the jock.
The jock, the athlete, the typical. And that's the thing about this movie. I think that what makes this movie so great is it leans into every horror trope that has ever happened, but it gives meaning behind all of it.
Yeah.
And that's what's great.
As we'll get to.
Yeah.
But yeah. Great cast of characters. You got the sensitive guy, Holden, comes into the picture, is going on a trip, and then kind of the fifth wheel of the gang, Marty.
Yeah. The stoner.
Yeah. Who honestly is the best part.
It's the best part of the whole movie.
He's the best role.
Yeah.
With his bong tumbler.
His bong tumbler, which is
great movie.
Unbelievable. Stanley, get on that. Okay. You need to be selling those on Amazon stat.
Maybe they do.
Maybe they do. I don't know. No. And so it sets the movie. They're going to go away for the weekend, these 5 friends, and what's going to happen? What could possibly go wrong, Will?
Yeah, everything, once we're finally past the opening scene where they're in the facility, like everything seems like normal setup. They're off to the cabin.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you forget about that opening scene with the workers and
But then they keep reminding you.
Yeah, but then they keep going back. You're like, oh yeah, what is that?
They drive away, the guy's on the roof.
Yeah, the guy's like, all right, they're right on schedule. You're like, what?
On schedule for what?
Yeah, what is this?
Yeah.
And then of course they get to the first stop, need gas, and ask for directions from a sketchy ass,
creepy redneck
rundown gas station. Which I'm like, to me, if I ever see a gas station like that, I'd never stop. I'd run out of gas first.
Right.
Like I would just like, oh, here's something. No, give me the Buc-ee's. I need people. I need witnesses. I need pajamas.
Excuse me, Mr. Mordecai. Is there a Buc-ee's around here?
But yeah, no. Then you get the typical guy that kind of tells them what to expect.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't go that way. Like, okay, weirdo. And then he's aggressively rude to them.
Yeah.
And then Marty's aggressively rude back. And it's great.
Rightfully so.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. That whole situation, the way it's played out in other horror movies before.
Mm-hmm. And you're always like, most horror movies don't answer that question, is the gas station guy in on it? Or is he just insane? And then immediately, like, you find out he isn't on it. So, like I said, it answers every trope.
Yeah. Yeah, that scene's, again, we're on the same path that we're used to with most of these. But they set off for whose cousin's cabin? Is it
it's Kurt's cousins. Yeah.
Yeah, head off for Kurt's cousin's cabin. On the way there, we get another reminder. They're going through the tunnel around that, I don't know, gorge, clearing, whatever you call it. And you see a bird flying, kind of following them, and then flies right into invisible force
field to make us be like, oh, what the hell?
Like, okay.
You're like,
I still don't know what's happening.
And then we cut back to the room, and more things are being revealed. They do a good job at like taking their time revealing kind of what's going on.
Yeah, it's a slow build. It's not a long movie, but it is a slow build.
Slow build, and again, you're still like, every time they cut back, you're like, you forget you're watching the movie you're watching.
Yeah,
it's like 2 different movies.
It is, yeah.
And so it's just like, oh yeah, these people.
Yeah, it's the regular, cabin slasher probably.
Yeah.
And no, it's something else. I don't know what that something else is.
Yeah.
But yeah, they get to the cabin, very Evil Dead-esque.
Oh yeah.
I mean, clear ripoff.
Oh yeah. It's
on purpose.
You're right. But I mean, that's what it's going for. Like, this is probably not a good place.
Yeah, not the most enticing place to stay. I don't know. Maybe I'm too soft.
No, I'd have been like, where I need room service and hopefully electricity. It looks pretty run down.
Yeah, it looks way worse on arrival, but they kind of, as they settle in, it's like, all right, this place isn't too bad.
It's not too bad. Yeah, they settle in, they get their rooms, and then immediately there's a scary ass painting on the wall. It's so gory.
There's a lot of scary things in the house.
It's a lot of scary things, but the guy's like immediately like, no. And that would be my reaction too. You go in your room, you see that, you're like, no. He takes it down, two-way mirror.
I've always kind of wondered what exactly that painting's a reference to, because everything in this movie is a reference.
Right. Yeah, I'm not sure.
It is disturbing, though. They're like gutting a goat.
Yeah. Like a bunch of people. And then there's some guy in the background just watching.
Maybe it's just to kind of
set up the sacrificial.
Represent the situation that they're in. They're the goat, and you got people watching.
Right. So then we get a two-way mirror, and then of course the girl's like, well, obviously I have to change my shirt because we just drove 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's my first thing every time I do. I've been in the car 2 hours, time to change my shirt.
Right.
And then this is the nice guy, right? So he starts to look, and then he's like, I'm going to tell her.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is creepy.
Well, does everyone else see it too?
Yeah, they all come in.
Yeah.
Like, he tells everybody, like, what is
What's
this?
up with your cousin, Kurt?
Yeah, cousin's a freak. So already you're like, okay. I mean, you already had like, what the heck's going on? And then you're like, what is this? Like, are people going to come in the house and watch through this? That's kind of what it like sets up. Like, oh, good Lord.
Yeah, then you get the nice like kind of camera pan where you see them looking at the two-way mirror, and then they pan back, and there's a camera watching.
Yeah. The camera, and then the camera. It's like Inception.
Yeah.
Then we cut. Then so we're like, okay, these people are clearly a part of something. Like, it's not just a normal cabin.
Yeah.
Kurt's cousin definitely didn't get this cabin.
Weird reality show happening here, but who are we broadcasting for?
Right. Yeah. What is this for?
Yeah.
And I think the movie sets up what the movie is like progressively. It takes a while, but I feel like everything it sets up, it pays off. And that's one of the beauty things of this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Some interesting things happen in the cabin before sort of all hell breaks loose. You've got a fun little game of truth or dare.
Yeah. Typical.
I dare you to make out with that moose.
Yeah. That's
always
it's such a good line. It's clearly not a moose. It's clearly the most aggressive wolf.
It is the most like tense like scene without anything actually happening.
Yeah.
Like, you just like,
because you think something like you're for sure the wolf's gonna come alive.
For sure. Like, it looks alive.
It does.
Like,
because it doesn't look like that you would get that taxidermied in that position.
Yeah.
Like, it's like about to eat you.
it's so weird.
And then so of course he's like, go make out with that moose. So of course the slutty blonde, of course she does.
Of course.
And that scene is intense because I mean I was tensed up. I was like, it's gonna bite her face off and it's gonna be horrible.
Yeah.
And they do a good job at making you think that's what's gonna happen.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was all part of the fake out.
All part of the plan.
A lot of fake outs going on.
Yeah.
What else happens at the cabin?
Then so after the makeout, the aggressive sexual makeout with this moose.
Aggressive.
I mean, it is aggressive. Then it's the other girl's turn, and they're like, "We know you're just gonna
goody two shoes,
not to dare and have to tell the truth, so just tell the truth." She's like, "Dare," and then aggressively the cellar door slams open, and then of course they all stand up and look, and it's like, "Oh, it must have been the wind." Like the wind blew up from under the house and blew it open with CO2.
That makes the kind of sense that doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. The wind. So, of course, what do? You go check it out. And that's where we get all the fun trinkets and the basement full of stuff.
Basement full of horrors.
And I love how they're like, man, Kurt, your cousin's a freak. Like, immediately. He's like, I don't think this is his.
Yeah, and it's great that basically everything that our main characters check out is returned, what is, followed up on later in the movie.
Right. Yeah. That is cool. I guess we should cut to like the counterpart to this with the people in the office. They're making, they're taking all the bets and they have the big whiteboard of all these names of different like monsters and stuff.
Yeah.
And you're kind of like, well, okay. You kind of get a sense of what's going on. And then obviously there's always one guy, at work, something like this, like, this isn't right. There's always a guy that like has some moral and it's like, you just started. You'll get rid of that fast.
Yeah. I meant to have all the names that were on that whiteboard because there's some pretty good ones. You got your standard fairy, your werewolf, your vampire, like whatever.
Zombie.
And then you have random, like, you have one where it's just like witches, and the next line is sexy witches.
Yeah, sexy witches.
It's one of those where like I almost wish there was like a Clue version of Cabin in the Woods where you like choose your own adventure.
Yeah, yeah.
'Cause I want to see some of these other paths.
I know there's so many, and there's so many names, and so you start piecing together. Okay, obviously these are gonna have something to do with it.
Yeah,
but it's like, how is this gonna be like determined? And then
they have to choose.
And then they do a good job like showing kind of both scenes.
Yeah.
And then the basement is how they choose, like whatever item they, use or not just touch, but like they have to like use it. That determines their death sentence.
Yeah.
And
it just makes it more fun for whoever we're broadcasting.
Yeah. Whoever this is for, I guess it's more fun.
Yeah.
And then so each person's about to do something, and then Dana reads from the book, and then it cuts back to all of them like
I've always wondered about that scene, like what exactly. I guess the reading of the Latin.
It was the reading of the Latin,
but I feel like some of the other stuff
is way more simpler.
Yeah, well, some of the other items that some of the characters pick up, like what is the trigger for?
Well, I know, like the merman, I think you have to blow into the conch, and then I think the bride, I think you just have to wear the necklace.
Yeah,
like she was just about to put the necklace on,
but like, no, Kurt had the conch.
Yeah,
was it Marty had the No, it was Holden.
Holden, he had the like Hellraiser.
Hellraiser thing, yeah.
Yeah, and so like everybody was about to, do it, and then she reads from the book, and then it gets to the Latin part, and Marty's like, definitely don't read that. like obviously,
draw the line.
Yeah, Marty is the one who's like,
us.
He's the audience who sees through the shit and is like, definitely don't do that.
Yeah.
So then of course they do, and then they release the zombie family.
Yeah, Marty is essentially Jamie Kennedy's character from Scream. But a more stoner-like version.
Yeah, that's right. So now we get like, right, the things after them now. Yeah. It's coming up, and then now everybody's going to do what they do.
Yeah.
Marty's going to continue.
Of their own free will.
Yes. Marty's going to continue to get stoned. The couple's going to go off into the woods. And then the awkwardness of like, is this new couple going to become a couple?
Yeah.
Like all of those things start happening. And again, everything, it leans in so hard to all those.
Yeah.
But gives reason to it.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing. You see, I don't know I guess you call them the engineers.
Yeah.
I forget the character names. Here I go.
There you go, Will.
Bradley Whitford's character and Jenkins.
Yeah, I don't remember their names either.
Sadler, I think, is one of them.
Sadler sounds right.
Yeah. But, they're in the control room pumping in, the fog that you see.
The fog that always shows up when
Always
the bad
shows
thing's
up
about
and-
to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever you're by a lake in
Yeah.
a horror movie, there's always got to be some kind of fog.
Always.
But apparently, there's pheromones.
Yeah.
In the fog.
In the fog and make them.
That's what makes them do all these dumb decisions.
And see, that's what's fun because you're like, why would you do this?
Yeah.
Like, first of all, why would you go outside to start hooking up?
Yeah.
Like in the woods, like that's disgusting. I don't want to do that.
In the dark of night, in the gross woods.
When you have your room.
Nothing sexier than that.
Nothing sexier. And then immediately the girl's like, no, this is not right. And then they intensify the fog. And then she's like, actually, right here. And then they light up the little patch of ground.
Yeah.
And then, makes them go over there. And that's why they go over there.
Yeah.
And then, they start doing their thing. And then they're creepily watching it in the control room.
Yeah. And then the Buckner family.
Yeah. They show up and all hell starts breaking loose.
All hell starts breaking
Pretty
loose.
quick. It starts going pretty quick.
Yeah. A couple interesting things about that scene, or one interesting thing, another kind of quote that caught me. I think it's interesting because the movie up to that point is very kind of like playful.
Mm-hmm.
Your typical like slasher sort of playful and like the weirdness going on with whatever's going on in the facility. Like,
right.
It's been very like odd and kind of funny.
Yeah.
But then like the duty of the engineers sort of kicks in for them.
Mm-hmm.
And it becomes kind of somber.
Yeah.
When Jules' death happens.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is what has to happen.
Yeah.
For reasons.
Yeah.
But we're not exactly happy about it. They're not even, giving into their pervy sort of
right.
instincts watching Kurt and Jules
right.
in the woods because they know like this is.
Yeah. And then, so then the zombies show up. They get her right away.
Yeah.
And, then it cuts back to the engineers and then he goes and releases a lever and then
you see blood
drip down to some kind of like character. It cuts down to some weird silhouette, like kind of altar place where the blood's going. And you're like, okay, they're making sacrifices to something.
Yeah.
And then
it started to take shape a little bit.
Yeah. So then you're like, okay, all of these people have to die for
something.
some kind of monster or something.
Yeah. One quote that I marked down when I was watching it this time around was when Amy Acker's character was talking to the Truman character, like the new, I don't really know what his role is, but he's looking at the Buckners kind of zombies walking and he's just like, that's something from a nightmare. And she's like, no, it's something nightmares are from. And it kind of starts to form that puzzle piece for you. Like, like these are, she kind of starts explaining a little bit to him. Like these are creatures after what, like the ancient sort of creatures were.
Right. And then they kind of allude a little bit to what's going on and how then you see monitors of other countries that have like similar things going on. Yeah. So clearly it's like, oh, and then they talk about how like Japan and them are the only two left to make it. Mm-hmm. And then you realize, okay, they do this all over the world. Like, and so now the picture's way bigger. Like they're sacrificing to the same like things.
Yeah. And that's the part where, it's interesting where the movie kind of gives you representation of like the different sorts of horror that are like the most popular. Like obviously like in American horror, like it's the slasher genre is very popular. That's what our characters that we're following are going through. You see Japan, that's more like the demonic possession. Like, Ringu and Grudge. You see the monitor of the little schoolgirls like performing some kind of ritual and vanquishing this demon. Yeah. Like we've talked about this before about the movie and like I kind of go back and forth, but like the Cabin in the Woods is such a like singular story that just packs in like everything and it doesn't hold anything back that like I don't necessarily need anything more. But
Right.
every time I watch it, I'm just like, I kind of want to see the Japanese
Yeah, I
version.
kind of want to see the other
I want to
places.
see the Swedish version.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's so many like cool.
I mean, you could do one for everyone. Have a
Yeah.
show and do each episode's
Just
one
an
of the other
anthology.
places. Yeah,
It'd be fun.
it'd be fun. But no, so now all hell's breaking loose. Kurt comes back and is like, we got to get out of here. Then they like lock the doors, lock all the windows, and then he's like, the one thing we got to do is stay together. And then they cuts back to the engineers like, oh, we'll fix that. And they release some kind of thing into the room, and he's like, actually, we should split up. And everyone's like, yeah, that's way better.
Like,
then,
what?
You're like, oh my god. And then they split up, and then the zombies start getting in, and they're trying to escape, and they can't figure it out. Like everything's locked.
Yeah.
And then they find the cellar room, and then they start defending themselves as best they can.
Yeah.
And then immediately when they get weapons, they put them down, and because they shock them.
Yeah.
They're like, that's why they don't. And like I said, it answers every trope. Like, why don't if you have a knife at one point, why get rid of it? And then it's like,
let's give a reason for every dumb decision.
Yeah. So then you're like, people aren't just stupid; they're forced that way. It's kind of what they're leaning
There's
at.
puppeteers.
Yeah, they're puppeteers. But immediately Marty is like, something's up. Like right away, he's
Nope.
like, something's not right. And they're like, what? Okay, you're just stoned out of your mind. And he's like, I am. He's like, maybe a little too much.
Then the voice of reason has to be taken out.
Yeah. Yeah.
So one of the Buckners drags him out the window
Yep.
and puts up a fight, and you see him go
Yep.
off screen.
Get
and
drugged down into a grave, and
Marty's dead, supposedly.
then they release more blood to the weird temple thing. And then you're like, okay.
But then there's an earthquake.
Yeah. There's an earthquake. And you're like, what the hell?
Like, that didn't happen the first time.
No.
That's something that's interesting. Like, I don't think I ever fully realized what the earthquake was symbolizing the first time I watched it. Or I don't even know if I even picked up on that. Like, that was something different that was going on.
Right. It was because they did the thing too early. It wasn't accepted.
Well, one thing that I kind of did a little research on that apparently is the reason for it, and I kind of buy into, is that, anytime there's a death off screen in a horror movie, we're supposed to not expect that to be an actual
That's
death.
true. Yeah.
And so, we'll kind of get into when we learn about what it's all about later, but that there's a reasoning for that earthquake, and that's kind of what's going on.
Yeah. So then they get out of the house. The three that's left, they get in the RV. They're like, we're just getting out of here. They start driving away. Get to the tunnel. Tunnel blows up, blocks the way, of course.
Yeah.
So then they back out, and then all that's left is they got a motorcycle, and they're going to jump the gorge.
And the best, kind of what's that's kind of irony called, not situational irony, but it's set up earlier in the film. We mentioned the bird flying into the force field.
Right.
It's where it's already set it up.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no.
Yeah. So then the athlete has to make the jump. He's going to go make the jump, go back and get help, and bring everybody back. And they're like, give it your all. I always do. Then he backs up to one. There's no jump. Like it's just like there's no like ramp or even like hill. It's just straight.
Like Tom Cruise in Dead Reckoning.
Yeah. There's none of that. It's just straight. I was like, physically, there's no way you wouldn't even make it 10 feet.
Yeah.
Even if you're going so fast.
Yeah.
So Chris Hemsworth goes to make the jump, and he's making it. He's got good hair. They're watching, and then splat right into the force field. Hair. And they're like, ah! And then it's horrific. You're like, oh my God.
It's such a funny death, though.
It is. It's so good.
Like, because you know what's coming, and it just delivers. They just show all the way down.
Yeah, and you even when it stops showing it, you hear the force field like continue. Like he just hits every square inch of that thing. And then so now we got the two left, and they get back in the RV because they're gonna maybe just drive off road somewhere.
They're just gonna drive.
And then freaking Holden's character is like, all we have to do is stay together, and then immediately stabbed through the back of the neck.
That's one good thing the movie like always does. It always like all the deaths happen like mid conversation or like in a really like intense like important moment. It's like the tide's gonna turn.
Nope. And then of course one of the zombies was in the RV, and then they crash into the water, and now Dana's all that's left, and supposedly, and now she's trying to get out, and then we cut back to the engineers, and they're kind of like celebrating that, oh, we knew we would do it, like it worked, and then the new guy's like, doesn't she have to die? He's like, and then we find out she either can survive or die, depends on whatever. This is all that needs to be done.
Yeah,
and then so they're celebrating, and we're like, God damn, the movie's like everybody dies so fast.
It's a wild scene
because it takes a while to set up, and then it's just like, oh, it's already over.
Picking them off, and it seems funny because like you see her go. The RV crashes into the water. She like has to get out of the RV and swim up to the dock, and she like makes it out, but then of course one of the Buckners, the scary one with the long hair, catches up to her,
of course,
like Jason Voorhees style. And you just see the engineer like in the facility that's like a party going on. Forget what's playing, like do like pina coladas,
something like that.
And you see like on the screen she's like being
brutally just thrown across the deck, and like and so that juxtaposition is pretty crazy. But that's all going on, and they're all kind of like celebrating. It's like they did their job.
It's weird that in this sacrifice the virgin doesn't have to die.
Right. And then they get the phone call from the red phone. And they're like, oh shit. Immediately they're like, oh, turn the music off. And then they're like, he answers the phone. And he's like, it's not possible. And then we're like, what? And then it cuts back to her like she's about to, get her face with the bear trap. And then out of nowhere,
with the bong tumbler.
Saves the day. And then Marty comes back and helps her escape. And then she's like, where were you? And he's like, I got something to show you. Come with me. And then so then immediately, like how he was saying earlier, like how the puppeteers are controlling us. Like he found the control room, and he found everything. Found an elevator. And now we're like, oh my God, what the hell? Like this is taking even a different turn, I think, than we anticipated. And then they get the call that the other one's not dead. So the virgin cannot die before anybody else. So, or else it doesn't work. And so now they're like, shit, we got to make sure that guy dies. And then this works. So now it's like panic mode, trying to, get things working. They're in the elevator, and he like hot wires it, and he's like, this is our only way. And then they get in the elevator, and I mean, getting in an elevator not knowing where it's going to go is fucking wild.
I don't want to get in an elevator, period.
Yeah, me either. But let alone an elevator that brought up some zombies to kill us. Probably not a great place it goes.
Yeah, I don't think that was another thing I caught this time around watching. I don't think I at least remember realizing that like that was what brought the Buckner zombies up. Like, it came from obviously the Rubik's Cube of death.
Of monsters. That's right. So they hot wired that thing. They ride down in there, and then they get down in there, and there's just monsters.
It's like a vending machine, actually. Just like,
and then just the monsters everywhere. It's kind of like the Harry Potter elevators. They go all which ways. But then we get the super wide shot of seeing like there's just hundreds of these monsters. And then they realize they're a part of some kind of sacrifice thing, and they're like, yeah, this is not cool.
That scene is crazy. Like it's really cool just the way they slowly get into it with you kind of one monster at a time. You see the creepy sugar plum fairy ballerina with the teeth face. With the
Guillermo del Toro looking face.
I think it's funny you say that. I think that's actually what they modeled it off.
I mean, that's what it looks like.
Labyrinth. And then you get the Hellraiser looking guy, Pinhead looking.
You get a just typical werewolf and some ghosts, like some ghost thing.
Yeah, then, like you said, they pan back.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh Lord, this movie's insane.
They just, it's.
And then you realize, like, oh, okay, all those things that they were in the basement, like that's what tells you which thing was coming up. And then that's when they realize, and they're like, shit. And then that's when like the bosses are like,
yeah,
we gotta fix this. So they're like, bring the elevator down, and we'll just, kill him and probably kill her too, just to be safe, and sacrifice them so we can keep the ancient ones at bay.
Ancient ones. Yeah. That's that whole, from the minute they are coming down into the Rubik's Cube of death on that elevator, things are just.
I mean, you just don't know where the movie's going to go from here.
At a 10.
Oh, yeah. Everything's at 10 from this point because, like, one, there's probably no way out of this. Like, this is crazy. And then even when they get the elevator into, like, the building, I mean, the guy's like, and immediately they're greeted with a guard that's, like, going to shoot them.
Yeah.
And then
the zombie arm saves him.
The zombie arm grabs his foot. He's like, what? And then they attack him and get out. Yeah. Zombie arm. And then... then they get in and everybody's trying to get them. Everyone's going crazy. There's like SWAT people everywhere. And then they get into some things, some typical, get away from some guards. Mm-hmm. And then they get into the control room and they're like, fuck this. And then they bring all the elevators down.
Yeah. One thing I caught
which is so
too
cool.
Was as Dana presses the button to unleash, all the monsters.
Yeah.
She says, let's get this party started.
Yeah.
Which is a callback to earlier when the engineers said, let's get this party started. And they cut to the cabin and they're like, let's get this party started.
Yeah, exactly. It's a great
fun little callback there.
And then one of the coolest scenes in the movie is all the guards in the hallway where the elevators are. And then the doors just all ding at the same time and just complete mayhem.
Yeah.
All the monsters are loose. And the best part of that is it happens like 3 more times, like because you can't bring them all down at once. So then it brings them dings, they get out, and then ding again. It just keeps happening.
Yeah, that's where all of the effects budget went.
Yeah,
was that one scene.
That's So now they have to like get out, and all the monsters are loose in the facility, and all the people are dying, and it's just a wild like I said, this movie started out and like we're like, what is this? Oh, normal horror. Insane. Like, I don't even know what this is now.
Actually, it's every horror movie
ever watched. Yeah. And then, it's so good. It's so good. I just love it. And then you realize there's probably, I don't know, it seems like the cards are in their favor. Like, oh, they're going to make it. But then, there's just so many monsters to avoid. Like, there's a giant snake. There's like a demon bat. Like, it's just everything.
So many things. Everything from the board.
A normal serial killer. Like
Kevin, I believe.
Yeah, Kevin. But then, it cuts back to the main control room and they're like we're screwed. We're absolutely screwed. Mm-hmm. And then the monsters start, busting in there. And then that's where we get the greatest the greatest callback.
Yeah. We didn't even talk about it earlier, but Bradley Whitford's character, he was so close to getting the merman as the main cause of their death. He's always wanted to see a merman. Yeah. Kurt almost blew that conch in the basement. Almost. Didn't happen. And then he gets his wish, just not the way he.
Yeah. It shows up right in front of him, and then he's like, "Come on!"
It is the grossest. Grossest looking.
It's just a swollen blob of, I don't know. It's a blob.
One of my favorite scenes of the whole movie.
Oh yeah. Then it gets him, and then great, satisfying, hilarious death.
Yeah.
And then we go back to our 2 characters left, and they kind of make it down to the sacrificial chamber area, to where they're like, "What the fuck is this?"
And you kept hearing the whole time about the director.
Yeah. And then we get the reveal of who the director was.
Sigourney freaking Weaver.
Of course it is. It's always great when Sigourney shows up.
I'm never going to say no.
Yeah. And then she basically is like, this is how these were gods before. and this is how they keep at bay. We sacrifice every year,
Must appease them.
and this is how we do it. And then it goes through each person, the virgin, the athlete, the whore, the scholar, and the fool. And so they're like, unfortunately, like, you have to die or the whole world dies. And then Marty's like, fuck the whole world immediately.
Honestly, good reaction.
I mean, yeah, I'm like, yeah, who
it's his
cares?
whole world.
Yeah. If I die, that's my whole world, so I don't care. And then we get the moment of where she's like, oh, if I kill him, maybe I can survive this.
Yeah.
And then she kind of turns on him, and he's like, what? What the hell? And then behind her is a giant werewolf.
Yeah, the monsters are still
But there's still monsters
unleashed.
everywhere. So the werewolf gets her, and then him and Marty and Sigourney have a fight for the gun, and then what happens? I can't remember.
Dana saves him.
Yeah. Then the werewolf's coming over,
Yeah.
and then she tells Marty at the last second, and then Sigourney gets on top, and then no, it's not. It's not. Back up. It's the girl zombie from the Buckner family.
Right.
She gets her right in the head with the axe.
Yeah.
And then Marty pushes both of them down to where the ancient ones are.
Yeah.
And then Dana's like, I'm sorry, I was going to kill you. And he's like, yeah, I would have done the same thing.
Yeah.
And then they have that moment where they're like, well, this is it.
Yeah. You know what's funny about that scene is I've always been a little confused because they have that interaction like where Sigourney Weaver's character, the director, makes a note to one of the 5 being the virgin, and Dana's like, not a virgin.
Yeah.
And she was just like, well, close enough.
We work with what we have.
Yeah. That part always kind of confused me a little bit.
I think she was just the purest
purest
out
of
of
heart,
the
kind of.
Yeah, pure at heart.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense.
Because I think they're like, in this day and age, to have a virgin this old is rare.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I was always a little confused by that scene because I was just like, I almost was like, wait, that is Marty the virgin?
Well, no, because you also do. She also does say, I've never, when she's making out with Holden on the couch. She says, I've never, and he's like, oh, that's okay.
But it might be her like just under the influence,
Right. So I don't know if she's like pretending she wasn't a virgin to everybody, but they're like, you are. But then Sigourney plays it off as she knows she's not. So you're like,
we work with what we got.
Maybe that was with the 3 days of writing. Maybe they didn't flesh that out. Mistake.
Yeah.
But no, and then the greatest thing is they just kind of sit there at the end of the world and like, well, we had a good run. I guess the whole world's over. And then I actually never thought it was actually going to happen.
Yeah.
Like I felt like, and things like that, they're like, oh, we just were too scared to try to not do it.
Yeah.
But no, it does.
And I love that ending.
Oh, I know.
I love just the giant hand coming down.
Slamming down.
Like it's a hard kind of balance to strike because it's you want to have a satisfying ending for people, and most of the time people want to see like the protagonists like win.
Right.
And so when you that doesn't happen for you, like when the bad guys, so to speak, win, it's always tough to pull that off, but I feel like that's the only way this movie was.
Well, no, it's the only way it works, and it kind of plays into how we, the audience, are kind of like the ancient ones, watching the same thing over and over again, and we just keep accepting it. And I think that's what the beauty of this movie is. It leans into that. Yeah. That's why it leans into every horror thing that happens, and we just keep accepting it like it's fine, and then finally we're like, okay, now it's time for a new era.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what it symbolizes. And so it's just like, okay, we'll start over, get fresh, get new ideas.
And it kind of was. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I was going to actually, like, that is the whole point. We are the ancient ones.
Right.
That, the horror creatives are trying to appease. Like,
and forever we've accepted the same thing.
Our bloodlusts, give us these deaths. We want the stupid decisions.
Right.
We just want the same things. And that is what I actually, discovered. Like, was part of the point of the movie for Drew Goddard and Joss Whedon was just like, we need a fresh start. Like,
we need to start over.
A new
and
era
it kind of did.
Yeah.
Like, it kind of did start a new era of horror where we get less of the follow the same, structure.
Yeah, I mean, you still get those, and I don't want those to completely go away.
Oh, no.
Like, they're fun. Just like Cabin in the Woods is fun, like, but I do feel like, this was 2012 when that came out, so, we started getting, like, the Conjuring movie, like,
we started getting a new era, and
Insidious.
kind of, And I think for a movie so, like, goofy and funny, such a, like, powerful message and deeper meaning that actually, like, you're like, wow, it's some real thought went into that.
Yeah, what's so great about it for me is, like, it's equally, like, a criticism of the horror genre as a whole, but also a love letter to it.
It does both.
Yeah.
And it balances both so well. And I think that's why I love it. Because it makes fun of all the things that you also agree with, but also pays tribute to it in a touching way.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful. And it's a great movie.
It's the best, man.
I love The Cabin in the Woods so much.
Yeah, definitely watch it. It's a big endorsement for us.
Yes.
Got a couple interesting facts.
Tell me, Will.
You already kind of alluded to one of them. The first draft, at least, of the film was written by Joss Whedon and Drew Goddard in a hotel room over 3 days. Like,
that's crazy.
This, for being so packed full of just everything, like I said earlier, literally everything is a reference.
Everything's referenced.
Every single monster is a reference. Every single, like, decision and every single, like, location, like the lake and the dock. That's clearly Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah. The cabin is Evil Dead. Clear.
Dead. The they allude to Sweden failing, and you kind of see what they're like in a sort of scientific, like, base camp.
Kind of like the thing. Yeah. No, every horror movie's referenced. Everything has a meaning for something else.
From, like, big horror movies to totally obscure ones. Yeah, it's
great.
crazy. 3 days there. I mean, I don't know what that first treatment looked like. Obviously, it probably was a lot of.
But I'm sure a lot of it. I mean, I'm sure the bones of it were there.
Well, it's just one of those that I can, like, see the two of them just, like, getting on a roll, like, and this, and this happened.
Yeah. And you're like, hey, shit, the movie's done.
Yeah, so cool. The basically, like, the facility and everything is, like, based off of the director Drew Goddard's hometown, Los Alamos, New Mexico, which is where the atom bomb was created.
Yeah.
That had a lot of influence on, like, the look of the movie, like, costume design, like I said, locations. One cool thing was Heather Langenkamp, which you might know as Nancy from the from the Nightmare on Elm Street series, worked on the movie. She was not in the movie, but her and her husband's special effects company.
Oh, that's cool.
Worked on the movie.
That's cool.
That's kind of a cool little thing I didn't really realize. And then we were talking about this earlier. This is fairly widely known at this point, but Chris Hemsworth, pretty unknown up to this point, except by the time this movie came out, he was already Thor.
Right.
Except for the fact that he was cast as Thor while shooting this movie. So this movie was filmed, like, 2 years before Thor came out.
Yeah.
And then released a year after Thor came out.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. I mean, again, it definitely had a lot more marketing appeal at the point they released it.
Yeah. Because I remember I remember seeing a trailer for it and then nothing for a long time. And then it, like, then another trailer. I was like, oh, what? I felt like I saw this.
Thor?
Yeah, because it's like I don't know, something happened where they delayed it but they started marketing it when it was supposed to come out, and then because there was a huge gap. Because I remember seeing that poster and then nothing for so long.
Yeah, and I don't really know why that is. I mean, we talked earlier about like
maybe they wait until Chris Hemsworth is a bigger name.
Maybe
Because they're like, shit, we have no big names in this movie.
no big names, but it's like I don't remember reading about any like major rewrites or reshoots or anything.
I don't know. Maybe it just took a long time to edit.
It's also one of those movies that's probably, I mean, once you see it, I don't know. Most people that watch it that I recommend it to are like, yeah, this is pretty great.
Yeah.
But like I can see studio execs being like, I don't get it.
Right. Yeah, and maybe that was more it. But, you know, it came out when it was supposed to come out, and it's a great movie.
Yeah, it's honestly one of my favorite. I mean, I saw this one basically back-to-back weeks with Avengers.
Hell yeah.
First Avengers.
Chris Hemsworth, double feature.
Double feature Chris Hemsworth. But yeah, it still is one of my favorite movie-going experiences. Just a total surprise.
Yeah, total surprise.
And
there's a few movies that, you know, like, it's not that you don't think are going to be good, but you're just like, it'll probably be fun. And then it's so much better than that. And you're like, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those.
This is one of those. I'm glad we get to talk about it. It was an awesome rewatch.
Yep.
One of those kind of goes in the rotation for Halloween. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
a great mix of tones. I think
Oh, yeah.
perfectly balances tones. But,
Absolutely.
another one of the hearty endorsements from the two of us.
That's right.
What about you guys? Have you seen Cabin in the Woods? I'm sorry, The Cabin in the Woods.
Cabin.
What are your thoughts on it? Do you love it as much as us? Are there some things about it that just don't make sense to you or just kind of float your boat, if you will? Let us know what some of your favorite parts of the movie are. While you're down there, leave us a like and subscribe to the channel. And until next time, we'll see you on another Cinema Clubhouse podcast.